Today, authorities commend the work of first responders in yesterday's deadly Bondi mass stabbing.
This is outstanding courage and bravery under incredibly difficult circumstances.
Ashley Good named as one of the victims. Her 9-month-old daughter, who was also stabbed, remains in hospital. Israel and its allies intercept hundreds of drones and missiles launched by Iran. And a search resumes for a man missing in waters off the Mornington Peninsula. Hello and welcome to ABC News. I'm Dan Borsha. Police have confirmed 40-year-old Joel Chauci is the man behind a deadly stabbing spree at a Sydney shopping centre that claimed 6 lives. Among those who died was a mother whose 9-month-old daughter was also stabbed and remains in hospital after undergoing surgery. The attacker, who had moved to Sydney from Brisbane last month, was shot dead at the scene. He was previously known to police. Forensic officers are continuing to gather evidence, and the Australian Federal Police have also been deployed to the crime scene. New South Wales Police say at this stage there is nothing to indicate the attack was driven by ideology.
We are continuing to work through the profiling of the offender, but very clearly to us at this stage it would appear that this is related to the mental health of the individual involved.
Meanwhile, leaders across the country have praised the actions of emergency services and first responders. They've also expressed their condolences to those affected.
The events of yesterday have shocked the nation. Australians are waking up to try to deal with the shock and trauma that will come with what has occurred, with violent actions that are unspeakable and really just beyond comprehension.
Reporter Marianne Toke, who is at Randwick Children's Hospital, and reporter Penny Timms, who's at the scene in Bondi Junction, both join us now. Penny, let's go to you first. The Premier Chris Minns spoke not too long ago. What did he have to say about the police response?
That's right. Look, Chris Minns has just returned to Australia from his first day of a family holiday, and he's really been full of praise for the police response, the emergency response to this horrific event that happened yesterday. He has said that his thoughts are with all of the victims, of course, but he's also paid special tribute to the bravery shown by first responders, especially that inspector who we have heard about. She entered the building alone without backup, and she confronted the attacker. She then also fatally shot him when he lunged towards her. Now, this is a little bit of what Chris Minns had to say about Inspector Amy Scott a short time ago.
Firstly, for the doctors, the paramedics, as well as the nurses in our public hospitals that worked around the clock to save lives and did an amazing job in difficult circumstances. To the ordinary members of the public that cornered and confronted a murderer in the Westfield shopping centre, showing what I would call instinctive bravery under terrible circumstances. And of course, Inspector Amy Scott, who ran towards danger, showed professionalism and bravery, and without a shadow of a doubt, saved many, many lives in the last 24 hours. It has been incredible to see complete strangers jump in, run towards the danger, put their own lives in harm's way to save someone that they've never met before.
And that is the New South Wales Premier Chris Minns speaking there after returning to Australia from his family holiday. Certainly one of the things as well that everybody is touching on is that, this community has really come together today, and people here today have told me, those who witnessed the events yesterday, have also just said how much they appreciated that police response and that emergency response, and how terrified they were in those moments as they were just waiting to know what to do. There was a younger girl who I spoke with a short time ago who, was very, very concerned about the situation and had said that she felt comforted by the emergency services and felt safe, certainly.
Yeah, such an important point, Penny. One of the witnesses last night told me that as he was running out, police were right there. In minutes, it felt like. 6 people were killed in this attack. A number of others are being treated in hospital. Do we know any more about the victims at this stage?
Yeah, look, at this stage we are still waiting on confirmation on some of those who have unfortunately been victims in this event. We do understand that included in the 6 people who have died, some of those people are from overseas, and it's going to take authorities some time to contact their families. This, of course, is an area where there are a lot of expats living here. There are also a lot of tourists who frequent this area, so that isn't overly surprising that some of those victims would be from overseas. One of those who we do know has been killed is the mother of a 9-month-old baby who was attacked and remains in hospital. That mother, Ashley Good, her family has released a photograph and also a statement today. They say that they are reeling from the loss. They've also asked for privacy. So, look, Dan, as more information comes about, more and more of these victims, we will be updating you, of course.
Yeah, and Penny, this is usually a very busy part of Sydney. Bondi Junction Shopping Centre is going to be closed today. Just tell us what's it like there right now this morning?
Dan, it's really busy actually here right now, which is very different to what it was like earlier this morning. Early this morning, it was still eerily quiet, but right now, a lot of people are coming here. They're gathering together. They're sort of just mingling really and standing here, often just in silence and watching on as they see the floral tributes being laid. There's still a lot of police activity happening inside the building behind me, and so people are really just coming here to reflect. A lot of people who are showing up are people who were here yesterday, and I think that there's, in just speaking to some of them, there's clearly a lot of trauma going on there. I think that there's going to be quite a need for supports for those people in the coming days and weeks as well, as things do just start to settle down. So certainly now, more and more people are coming here, they're standing here, they're hugging each other and offering support to those who might need a bit of an extra shoulder to cry on.
Yeah, so crucial right now. We know that there is going to be mental health support there in Bondi in the coming hours. Thank you, Penny. Now to Marianne at the Randwick Children's Hospital. Marianne, do we have an update on the victims' conditions?
Yes, and New South Wales Health Department have provided an update on those injured victims. So they've given us a rundown. We have 4 patients at St Vincent's Hospital, some of those in the intensive care unit in a critical condition. We have 2 more at the Royal Prince Alfred Hospital, 3 at Prince of Wales, 1 at St George Hospital in Sydney South, 1 at Royal North Shore, and 1 here, a 9-month-old baby girl at the Sydney's Children's Hospital in Randwick. She's in a critical but stable condition after undergoing surgery last night. As Penny said, her mother, the 38-year-old Ashley Good, died from her injuries overnight.
Just devastating news there. We've heard, Marianne, about the incredible reports of bravery from both people within the shopping centre and during that attack, and we were hearing those almost immediately. It was quite extraordinary. How are the first responders after yesterday's ordeal?
Yeah, the community has been saying that they are wrapping their arms around those first responders, those paramedics and those bystanders who did the unthinkable, that had to do the unthinkable when this occurred. New South Wales Health Minister Ryan Park spoke to those first responders, those paramedics last night, and he told us a little bit about it this morning. Let's hear what he had to say.
What we all, as Australians, just cannot believe is that while there's plenty of questions that we don't have answers to yet, what we do understand is that the bravery and courage and skill and dedication of our frontline police officers and paramedics have kept people alive, and people are alive this morning because of that.
Minister Park also said that there'd be additional mental health services available from 2 p.m. onwards for people in the Bondi area. Support and service is something that's very important. The community more broadly have shown their support. There's a fundraising page for Ashley Good, the mother that died from her injuries. That family provided a statement this morning and have given the ABC permission to use her photo. In that statement, they say that they are struggling to come to terms of what has occurred. They've called Ashley a beautiful mother, daughter, sister, partner, friend, and all-round outstanding human. And while they do appreciate the well-wishes and thoughts of the Australian public who have expressed an outpouring of love for Ashley, it'll be some time before we find out the status of the rest of the patients here across Sydney that are in hospital as Sydney reels with this tragedy, really.
Yeah. Penny Timms at Bondi Junction and Mary Ann Toke at Randwick Children's Hospital. Thank you both.